Red light is on.
That should be good.
You got these Sony microphones here. Is it on? Got it?
I'm not hearing you. Okay, all right.
All right, you need to come check it then.
Yes, ready?
We're checking one microphone first.
Yep.
Hang on, please, Neb.
Make sure I appreciate it on.
It's on mute, which happens all the time with this microphone. Thank you, Nelson, very much for your help.
You guys good?
We're ready.
Good afternoon, Morgan Kane, Assistant Chief of Police of the Patrol Services North Bureau. I'm going to provide a brief update of what occurred here in the 4400 block of Iowa Northwest on the campus of McFarland Middle School and Roosevelt on the parking lot. At approximately 2:24 today, MPD received a call for a shooting that occurred on the campus. Upon our arrival, we located a 17-year-old juvenile male that was shot on the campus. What we learned when we got here, again, this is preliminary information. This is still under investigation. I can only give you what we have from a preliminary view of the video that we were able to access. So it appears that there was some sort of confrontation, and we don't know in this moment what led up to it, but we do know that we have a gun recovered on the scene. The 17-year-old was transported to an area hospital where he was actually pronounced deceased. What we do have is a gun on the scene. We have folks that we're able to see on the video that we need to get identified quickly. So I'm asking that anyone that has any information, give us a call on 202-727-9099 or text us at 50411. What happened once we got on the scene, we were able to have our school resource officers make contact with the principals of all of the affected schools here in the area. Each school was placed on lockdown, McFarland and Roosevelt, at about 2:30 this afternoon until about 3:30. And what we did was we coordinated with the school to get the parents updated and informed of what happened and that their kids were on lockdown. And then we made arrangements on where the kids could actually be picked up, for the parents to come pick their kids up, divert school buses so that kids could get picked up and be released to their parents as soon as possible. We don't have much more information than that in this moment, but again, my condolences to the family of the 17-year-old that was slain today. So with that, we're still investigating and we'll have more information to provide. I told you that we were reviewing video, and it's a little difficult to piece together what happened in this moment. So as we recover more video in the area, as we speak to additional witnesses, we'll be able to provide more information shortly. Questions?
Is there any indication that the 17-year-old was involved in the shooting?
Again, we're reviewing the video, and so what makes it difficult is that there's a bit of an obstruction. So we don't have any information in this moment to think that there was an actual shootout that occurred simultaneously with the gunshots that the neighbors may have heard. And that is what we're piecing together. Our homicide detectives are on the scene, and they will piece that together. But again, if anybody has any information, we would need to hear from them. And I did want to say that the students, we did not think at any time in this that the school was in session, students were inside of the school, and at no point do we think that the students that were inside of the school was in any danger.
Do you suspect this was any gang related?
That the investigation will actually reveal that as we dig further into the associations and what has transpired prior to this actual shooting.
You said that you had recovered this vehicle that you thought may have been involved.
Mm-hmm.
Is that vehicle involved? Did the shooters get out of the car and approach?
We don't have information as I said earlier, we don't have information that this vehicle is actually involved in this incident as it played out today. But we were able to get in touch with that person, and we were able to have a conversation. They're speaking with some of our detectives right now, and we have the vehicle that we initially saw on the video. So that's not outstanding.
What if these people that you're
looking for. Do you know how many? And we had a witness who said that he saw as many as 3 young men all dressed in black running down Georgia Avenue.
Yeah, and so in that, right, the video, remember I said we have to relook at some of the video. So I cannot give you a count in this moment of how many folks we are looking for, but what we do need to know is who they are, and we do need for folks to tell us who they were. And if they were on the scene, we would love to talk to them to find out what happened. So again, they can give us a call too, 202-727-9099. And again, we're talking to every witness that we had out here that we were able to get our hands on today.
Mayor, the mayor, you're out here now.
What is your message to families and parents that hear again of something like this happening and have concerns for sending their children to school amid this type of incident?
We don't want to see any gun violence in our city, certainly not among our children. We regard our schools as the safest place for our children. Sadly, we have a young person outside of the school building during the school hours, and we have people we think in our community who can tell us more. So we want to get in touch with them as soon as possible.
There's
Yep.
been a lot of this week talking about public safety and putting forward plans to address public safety, and yet kids keep getting shot in DC. Do you feel like there needs to be a more fundamental shift in how we handle crime here or in how we talk about crime in DC?
Yes, I do think needs to be a fundamental shift in how we talk about crime, how we talk about consequences, and how we're working with young people that we know are in trouble.
What do you think that shift needs to be?
I think it needs to be on how to get young people who are using guns and make sure that they can't hurt other people.
Mayor, yesterday in your comments up on the Hill, you had mentioned that we need to see these cases, these gun cases, prosecuted. Is that what you're talking about, where these gun cases are not being prosecuted?
Well, I
for
think
young
that you've seen the package of bills that I have advanced to the council. I hope they deal with them urgently, and that means not waiting until the summer is over to have hearings and to move legislation. I'm pleased. I think that they have advanced my efforts to keep school resource officers in schools, so I think that's important. And part of the shift in thinking, and I talked about this in my crime summit, is we can't think of our juvenile rehabilitation system as punishment that courts and judges don't regard as a way to help keep young people out of trouble. We are really kind of pushing down on this idea of respite or shelter care before a young person gets himself in trouble or hurts somebody or ends up being a victim of crime. So I think there's a lot of things that we have to do, but we have to act urgently. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.